Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to another video where today, guys, I'm bringing you a new moon in Leo, which is happening the 16th of August 2023. So guys, this new moon, the fact that it's the 16th, which is in the tarot, which is the Tower card. I'll speak about that later. But yes, we come to a new moon, which is in a fire sign. This is about action or reaction. This is the time that a lot of us may get time to get our groove on, partying, meeting new friends. In the UK, like in London, it's like carnival time. So coming up to carnival. The weather's nice, it's very nice. But Leo, Leo rules like having fun. It's a sign that's very loyal. It has a huge heart. It likes to be around. It likes to shine, but it also likes other people to have fun and feel loved. It's about nurturing ourselves, but in a very big, expansive way. It's a time we're going to be very creative. It's a time we're going to be, this is a time of children, whether it's our own, whether we're thinking about having children, or whether it's acting like a child, because I feel that Leos are like the teenagers of the zodiac. Will be dressing differently. This new moon is conjuncting is conjuncting Venus retrograde in Leo, which I feel if you listen to my Venus in Leo, it brings back stuff from the past, things that we need to look at. It's to do with love, it's to do with our money, it's to do with our sex life, it's to do with how we look, all of that. But with it conjuncting it, it's going to feel like deep and intense. So this might be the summer of love. This might be the summer that some of you get what you want. This might be the summer that a lot of you will not forget it in a hurry. It could be very intense, steamy, fast, furious, fiery, aggressive, a time that you've never felt or looked your best, a time that you made loads of money, or even you've lost money, a time that when you gambled that it worked out or it didn't work out. It really does depend. But it's not going to be a summer you won't forget in a hurry, and in the UK the summer ends really quickly. It's not been the best summer we had. It's not been the best summer, but still we move. It conjuncts, so it's going to be, it's an intense one. It's the biggest one, but also it does square Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. And of course, this can make us like emotionally, on one hand, emotionally volatile, unstable. We can just like do things on a whim and have to realize, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Regretting it. Or it could even bring us like this light bulb, like moment of brilliance. I didn't even want to say it like that, but actually it actually worked. Or I didn't want to dress like that. I didn't want to look like this. All these things, especially when it comes to like our image and how we are shining. It may have been a mistake, but actually it works in our favor. But yes, it does bring like emotional like upheavals. And also remember the moon rules the people. So if you're like a deep moon person, you're going to feel this deeply. And also when it also squares Jupiter. So again, we could be doing things on a whim. And, on one hand, again, with Jupiter, it's like it can be many things. But remember, it expands things. But it could also make us have to go back to the drawing board. So we can be doing, I don't know, you could be promising something and afterwards you have all these grand plans and it falls through, but it falls through differently. Or you promising more than you can and it doesn't really fall through, or you're being over generous. Jupiter's not a sign that it's not generous, it's a very generous planet. So there is a cautiousness to this, like, be mindful of what you're promising more than you can keep, and just be mindful of like your words and actions, be mindful of who you surround yourself with, because we're going to find that not everyone is your friend. And yeah, there's just a lot that could be going on, even like on a worldly level, guys. It's just it feels like it's going to be very, very up and down. Remember, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, and it's about unions. It's about uh, protests and, you know, all these Aquarian themes like humanitarianism. So that might explode as well. It might be a case of nothing's been said, but next thing you know, out of the blue, bam. And even Jupiter's about like spirituality. It was very preachy. It's very like this is not right. This is not right for the people. This is not right for the law, and after things actually can be said. So some of us may actually feel that we're feeling quite brave as well. And even if we're emoting and saying, people may not feel, maybe thinking we're just going a bit too far. It's what we feel in the moment. So I feel that's quite important for us, guys. So yes, that's my like 2 cents worth on the new moon. And once again, like I said, the card for this, because it's the 16th, is the Tower card. So this is just showing me that anything can happen with this new moon. It feels like, of course, whenever we see the Tower, that there's certain structures that need to be mashed down to be rebuilt. But I'm picking up with this that anything can happen in a moment. And it's with all the themes of Leo. It could be creativity, and it could be, again, how we look, and, you know, it could be all these Leo themes. But it could also feel that, in a way, certain things, I feel it's more to do with if things are working. If things are not working, this is when it can happen. I think that if things are working, that means we're going to have to like not play it safe and sort of like change course when needs be, instead of like playing it safe. Because Leo's not, even though it's a fixed sign, it's not a cautious sign. It's not too cautious. I'm talking about the actual sign. It's a sign that likes to sort of like, it's quite independent, likes to go its own way type of thing. And with Uranus being there, we're going to see a lot of big burst of that. It needs to like shine, but also needs to be independent, you know? And also with the Tower card with this, it's like, okay, this is not working, so this needs to be broken down. But actually, it needed to be. It's not like it's going to be in a shocking way. Do you know what I mean? So when it comes to like the essential oils that you could use, frankincense is very good. It helps you with creativity. It also helps with grounding as well. Helps with like boosting your memory. Geranium essential oil is good. It's good for if you're feeling, because some of us can feel quite restless. Some of us can feel quite anxious. And also helps us feel a bit more balanced as well. I use cypress oil as well sometimes. And it's good to like help with, you know, some of us can get quite tense, like releasing any type of tension. And tension can be like stress, it could be worry, it could be all of those. So yes, that's what the essential oils that you could use. Remember, check with your health doctor or practitioner before you start to use essential oils, okay? When it comes to like exercise for this new moon, obviously work with your emotions, work with your energy. Leo rules like the spine, the heart, you know, so any exercises that, you know, obviously that you can do, like things like you could, remember this is like, you mustn't, I'm not saying you should do it, but this is just a guide, okay? Any type of like aerobics, dancing, like joining some classes, you know, showing off what you're wearing, even things like yoga could help as well with the posture, Pilates as well, just to help, you know, just align yourself, and with that helps, you know, with your posture's good, you look like you're the king or queen when you're walking in with your head held up. So yeah, that is what I have. But before I talk about the signs, guys, I've pulled out some oracle cards, because I can't leave without the oracle cards. So the first oracle card I have is show self-respect. It's about respecting ourselves during this new moon. We can go definitely overboard. We can do things too much. We can just be too much for some people. We can say and do, even how we dress. It can just be a lot of like showing off, and it could be, everything could be exaggerated. And also even like how we're speaking, you know, how we're emoting things. It could be a lot, but also it could come across as quite crass. When it says show self-respect, is knowing when to go there, knowing when to pull back. It's about listening to yourself, listening to your heart, listening to your emotions, and respecting yourself. Because sometimes we don't respect ourselves, how can people respect us? Second card that we have is learn from karma. Wow. So I feel that this for me, this is like drawing onto the conjunction to the Venus that's happening, because Venus conjunct this new moon, it's bringing up old karma for a lot of us. It's bringing up things from the past, and regardless of what house it is, it's bringing up themes from the past. Could be an old job, an old boss, old lover, old friends. And when these things come back, it's like we have to learn from it, or some of it could be a case of we can get hurt again, or it could be that we just need to iron things out, or it's a fleeting moment, or they could stay in your life. But it's very karmatic. Anything that comes back into your life is very karmatic. And I think sometimes we forget that. This is also an 18 card. And let me see. The 18 card is, let me see. Yeah, it'll come to me. But yes, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that will come to us, guys, whether we whether we want it to or not. Yes, the 18 card, sorry guys, is the moon. I was looking, it's the moon card. And yeah, so I feel that, like I said before, this is going to be coming up to because of the retrograde in Venus. And the fact this is like learn from karma card with the moon, it's like I think a lot of us will be in touch with our emotions, but also whenever anything comes back to us through a person, a place, anything, especially during the Venus retrograde, is that we have to really, it's not like, it can be like protecting yourself emotionally, but also listening to your intuition and knowing that certain things are not meant to be in our life, even if we want it to be. And if something does hurt us again, it's because we haven't learnt from like the past life type of thing. Because Leo moon can make us be very much in our ego and in our feelings. So we have to really learn from that, and I feel that this Leo new moon will be very real for a lot of us. Like, yes, you may look good, or you're shining, you're being seen in that, but this is coming back. What are you going to do about it? And if you haven't learned from the past, it can hurt you again. Okay? So learn from karma. And the last card we have is create boundaries. This is a number 7 card. Number 7 in tarot is a Chariot card. So these cards are very powerful. When it says create boundaries, again, even going back to the first card, we can just be a lot. We can be very, especially because of Jupiter, and especially Jupiter there, we can just take on too much, bring too much people in our lives, showing a big heart to any and anyone. And after people are these like energy vampires, or there's like people, these things that are sucking the life out of us. And we just don't know when to say no, because either we're in our ego, we want to be seen, we want to be, know that we can do it all, or yeah, it could be a multitude of things. Those are the things that's come top of my head. We have to really create boundaries. And also even going back to the second card of karma, anything that comes within our space, guys, our personal space, we have to make sure it's a safe space. Because again, this is like I think that this new moon is very karmatic, very powerful, because of the Jupiter retrograde. I mean the Venus retrograde. So we're gonna have to really try and create boundaries and not let anything disturb our happiness, because a lot of us can feel happy during this new moon. Okay. So guys, that was my 2 cents worth on the new moon with the tarot, with the oracle message. And now let's get to the signs. So Aries, how are you? So this new moon is in your 5th house, and you have themes that are connected to your home life, because you know the moon rules your home. You also have themes that are connected to your resources, your finances, resources, your self-worth, of course. And you know the fact that it squeezed Uranus and Jupiter in your 2nd house. This is gonna, it can actually bring, on one hand, a great time for you to be very creative. There could be a new addition to the family, or just like a new addition in terms of your creativity. Your love life can really improve. But also on the other hand, there could be that these huge expenses that's concerning with your creativity. You could be, you know, it could actually swing either way for you, you know. It could be a case of you wanting to spend a lot more time at home, or being around home more, especially with family, but then your creativity is like really singing for you to, like, you know, let's get stuff out. And sometimes that does mean you overspending, thinking that, you know, if I spend money on this or invest in this, then it'll be okay because it's for the long haul. But then you find out that, okay, you've overspent on this, and then you find out that you needed to, for instance, pay your rent, or there was a bill that came. Okay, so this new moon, although it is very fun, is also asking you to look at like your finances carefully before you invest. There's nothing wrong with investing in your, you know, your talents and skills, but this new moon can also make you very and there's nothing wrong in this as well, make you very overly generous, overly optimistic, and not thinking about finances for the long run. Okay, so it's still a good new moon for you, but then we still have to be mindful too. So the card that you have is the Knight of Wands. So Knights come out for messages, and this messages could be subconscious. It could also be a message that is showing you that there are I feel like a lot of you could be hearing, because remember this also does conjunct Venus, which is also in your 5th house. So it could be someone calling you or contacting you, or it could be a group, or it could be like a talented group. It could be something to do with your children. It could be very much an exciting time, and it's like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. I feel like you could be definitely rushing into things as well, which again is not a bad thing. So there's a lot of action. This Knight of Wands is saying there's a lot going on with this new moon. And again, like I said, try to just be cautious when you are overspending, because you know this is not only a good new moon, it's also a very busy new moon. It's a fun, creative new moon, which a lot can happen in a very short space of time. Okay. Hello, Taurus. So this new moon is in your 4th house, and you know the moon rules your 3rd. So there is going to be I feel on one hand there's going to be like lots of communication that's happening with you when it comes to themes of your home life, themes to do with your family, even like your mind. I feel like your mind could definitely be going back to when you were younger, or yeah, you know, because you're going to be shining with this new moon, because it does conjunct your 4th as well, but it also, you've got themes that are with Jupiter and Uranus, which is in your sign, and this is to do with like the physical self. So I can just basically see like Taurus is just like looking at their abode, where it's their house, or you know, people or places that you're close to, and seeing that there's changes that need to come, and you may not be, whether you're willing to change or whether change needs to come, it's another story. And it could be you thinking of change and don't know how to. Or, you know that change is coming and you're resisting it. Or there's conversation that needs to be had and there's a big resistance to it. A lot of this is connected to yourself now, Taurus. A lot of it can see some of you, really, again, wanting to change themes to do with like your home. Like I feel like some of you actually want to move. Uranus being in your sign is making you a bit on edge, making like, I need to move, I need to do this now. And also Jupiter showing you that, it's going to be okay, because if I do this and if I, invest in this very quickly, then things can just work out. And there's nothing wrong with thinking like that. But, but it is, in a way, it is making some of you a bit unstable. Really take care of like your physical, mental and emotional health during this time. Grounding yourself is very essential. Like being in the park, even if you have to dip your feet in the grass, Taurus, just to ground yourself, because this is a very active new moon, okay? So the card you got is the Three of Cups. And this card is actually a great card. It's like a card of celebration. And it could be a multitude of things. Again, like Aries, it could be like a new addition to the family, or you've passed a test, or you could be celebrating with your siblings, celebrating with friends, celebrating with, people that you love. Could be children celebrate. It could be a multitude of things. But it's just saying that things definitely will like go in your favor, as long as you're doing like the groundwork. Because like Leos, you're going to be shining with this new moon because of the Jupiter and Uranus activation too. So yes, but but this card is also saying, even though it's great things happening, it could also swing different ways too. So you going from left to right, it may be unsettling, but eventually it'll be fine. Hello Gemini, how are you? So this new moon in Leo is in your third house. You've got the conjunction in your third as well. This again, it can bring up themes that are connecting to like your family, your roots, your home, things that you're eating, your guilty pleasures come up as well. How you're communicating, of course. Your self-worth. Also, other themes that come up for you, Gemini, is the 12th house activation. You've got Uranus in your 12th and you've got Jupiter there. So this is showing, when you have a 12th house thing, it's like things are underneath. Like the fact that it's got mutable 12th and 3rd house activating is showing me that, even though you're ruled by the 3rd house, it can bring up messages, or it can bring up like communication that could go either way. It can also bring up for you, Geminis, it could be definitely themes, but it could also be how you're communicating. I feel that it's a great one for all the air signs, but it's about being mindful of how we're communicating, what we're saying, who we're saying it to. And it definitely could be to like your friends and your loved ones, how much you're spending. There's some conscious stuff coming up for you Geminis, emotional stuff, things that need to be let go of. And it's also saying that if you're speaking it to existence, it can actually work out for you. So when we come to like your card, you've got the King of Swords, which is like a no messing around type. This new moon is showing me for you, Geminis, that if you more or less got something to say, if you got something to purge, now's that time. If you got something to clear away, if you want your space to be cleared away, now's that time. It's also a very creative time. So some of you may, this new moon can bring out some emotional stuff. So some of you may not find it easy to emote Like these things that are coming up from the past for you to deal with, or it's really great to write it down, write it out, or even speak to like friends, or speak to, you know, it could be your neighbor as well. I feel like the other fire and air signs that you're going to be very activated, very active, but it's about sort of like speaking your truth and finding like creative ways to get your stuff out there, you know. And it also could be from, you know, like I said, it could be a very creative time. It could also be a time where a lot of you could be doing some lots of changes within like your those themes of like short distance and blogging, writing, and don't be surprised if you guys start really getting back on this as well. Okay. Hello, my Cancer. How are you? So, Cancer, this new moon is in your second house, and as you know, whenever the new moon is activated, you're feeling it. Okay, because you're ruled by the moon. It's a fiery new moon, even though it's ruled by the second house, which is to do with your money, finances, your building wealth. It's also to do with eating habits and your self-worth. The fact that you're ruled by the moon, you know, some of you may just want to just kick back. I think I say this all the time whenever Cancer's activated. Some of you actually may want to kick back and sort out themes to do with your with your money as well, like whether it's paying anything off or investing, you know, or even holding on. I can see a lot of you holding a lot more on, and it also definitely could be because you've got the, you know, the conjunction to Venus, which is in your second too, and it's retrograde, so you guys may have been spending. So it's like you may be looking over your bills, over like your bank account, and seeing how much you're spending and how much you need to save. You got themes that's connected to your groups and organizations and your goals, and this is to do with friends too. So there can be some issues or themes that come to do with friends, like you might be meeting new people. New people can just like spring up into your life, and you may feel that they're the one, and after that, you know, if you know, you have to find out that in order to like join this group or organization or join something that you feel is going to be benefiting you, you have to be spending more. And it's like, oh, I thought that some of you may just spend, and you find that it's not the thing that you wanted to do, or you know, it could feel like some of you may be falling into a bit of a trap if you're not careful. But or some of you may be very resistant to be joining, and after then you find out that that was actually the thing that you should be doing. You know, maybe thinking, oh, I need to like spend, like if I go out with them, that means I need to spend money on them, or, you know, to show that I'm not poor, or some emotional like insecurity stuff can really come up for a lot of you. Okay. So the card you got is the moon card, which is your card. It's actually Pisces card, but you're ruled by the moon. So this is like showing me like your emotions can be very, you know, this new moon, it's got good things for everyone. It's also got unpredictable things. And I feel that some of you may actually be feeling the unpredictability. You may feel that you can't trust your intuition. Might feel your intuition is just a little bit off. Maybe worrying about your money a lot. Maybe worrying about friends. Maybe worrying about, you know, your goals and your dreams. Maybe worrying about a lot of things, Cancer. And this card is saying you have to try and center yourself, because you can just worry yourself too much and you find that it's nothing. I think that you're going to find out it is nothing. So yeah, definitely centering yourself, because a lot can come up. A lot of themes from the past can actually come up as well. So yeah, centering yourself through meditation, or, you know, hanging out at home, being around friends and family, or even being by yourself. But centering definitely is key. Hello, my Leo. Welcome to the new moon in your sign. So any of you Leos who are like second decan, which is like the Jupiter decan, you're really going to feel this. And for all the fire signs, actually, you know, and all the air signs. But yes, you are the star of the show, Leo. Long time. The fact that you got sorry, yeah, you got sorry about that, Leo. The fact that you have Jupiter conjunct in this is going to be like shining this big thing on you. You know, you're going to be shining for all the right reasons. Because Jupiter rules, because sorry, Venus rules your 10th. And the 10th house is how you're seen, your status. So you're going to be shining, regardless what happens, you're going to be shining, whether it's for the right reasons or not, you're going to be shining. And some of you could actually feel a bit more beautiful under this new moon. You could feel like, maybe I went too far the last time, maybe I'm just going to slow down on how I put my hair or my looks, and maybe just go natural. Or some of you who are natural may decide, you know what, I'm going to glam myself up a bit, take care of myself a bit more, because these past couple of weeks have been quite crazy. So yeah, so definitely like your image, I feel, is going to definitely change. But also you have themes that's connected to your 10th, a lot of it with Uranus there, and also with Jupiter there. So again, on one hand, it could feel that some of you Leos are really going places. Like you know, you've got the perfect job, you've got like a great salary, you've got people that you love working with. It's not too far from your home, or it's like a really great distance. There's lots of benefits and bonuses that come with this, and it feels like perfect. But on the other hand, if we look a bit deeper, there's certain things that you might have to do. You might have to work hard. You might have to put like more overtime. You might be working with someone that's quite overbearing, or you know, even you could be overbearing. It could go either way. Or like even like people that you work with, it just might be too much, and you might not be seeing this until this new moon sort of comes out of phase. So you know, it's about having your wits about you. You know, there's nothing wrong with thinking that things are great, because positivity is always key in things. You know, it's never easy, but it's great to have positivity. It's great to think that things will be fine. But because of Jupiter square and Uranus square, know that there can be changes in your career. There can be changes in your status. And it's not just your job, it's also your relationship. It's also like things physically in your body. Some of you may decide that, you know, now for once and for all, I'm going to start really getting, you know, on point now. You know, I was been talking about this, and now I'm going to do it. Really taking care of yourself, like your physical, mental, and emotional self. If some of you are starting new jobs, you want to look the part. So it feels very much a time like on the physical, like really taking care to be seen and to know that, you know, you mean business. So the card you got, Leo, is the Hermit. The Hermit card is a Virgo card. It's actually a card that is asking you to go within, to really listen and take, and not just take things seriously, but just to like be like logical and level-headed, not just think about the aesthetics too much, not think that if I look this way then I'll get this. It's about, you know, putting like the work in, being on time. I feel with this new moon, because there's a lot that's going to be coming up, especially in terms of like your work and like things to do with yourself. It's like, in a way, there are things that you have to really be on point with, Leos. So I feel that if you have been, like, say for instance, if you have been, if like your bosses have given you a lot of leadway because they like you, that will change. And if you're, you know, so it can go either way. But the Hermit card is very much a health card as well. So it's like, again, taking care of your health, but also making sure that there's certain things that are on point, like when it comes to like your work life, paperwork, all these things. It's very much about being organized. Okay. Hello, my Virgos. How are you? So this new moon's in your 12th house, and you have the conjunction, which is in your 12th. You also have activations, which is in your 9th house. So there's changes. I feel that a lot of you, because this is a 12th house activation where you're not going to be wanting to do too much, Virgos. You know, you're sort of like waiting for the new moon to go in your house. So whenever this happens, we need to like sort of kick back and relax, or try to relax. It's not a time to be doing way too much. It's a time that we have to pace ourselves, okay? And it may not be easy for a lot of you busybody Virgos in the mind, And the reason why I say that is because you've got activations in your ninth with Uranus and Taurus there. And Uranus rules your sixth, and Jupiter rules your fourth house. So, but you know, they naturally rule it, but on this instance, it's your ninth. So what this shows me for you Virgos is that the ninth house is about belief system. It's about higher learning. So again, don't be surprised if any of you Virgos are really, really aching to like get out there and study, go back to college. This could be on a spiritual sense though. Instead of being, remember the fact you got Saturn in your seventh, yeah, is pushing the spiritual boundaries now. So you guys may decide that you want to, the fact you got the 12th house and the 9th house, which is mutable houses, is that you may decide that, you know, you may have thought about doing something spiritual, or may have thought about doing some type of course, and you had it in place, which one you wanted to do, and then you find that actually some things have changed. I want to go like the spiritual route. I want to go down a different route, which may happen to be spiritual, or you want to learn something differently. You know, you want to change course, or you may want to just travel. You may decide that you want to let go once and for all of something that's quite toxic, that you keep thinking about or feeling about. This is the new moon to do that. So this is great to be reading. It's great to be relaxing. This is great to be, I think I'm picking up touring. So some of you may decide to tour, but this is the time to really, you know, seek solace within. Okay. The card you have is the Ten of Swords, which is a card that can be very, you know, like stabbing in the back. Again, I think like what I said in the beginning, you're feeling there's something that needs to be let go of. There's something that may feel quite toxic, or something that feels like, some of you may even feel like you've been stabbed in the back. It could be you. It could be someone that you feel is not helping you in some way. It could be a mentor. It could be anything. But I think that there's something that's stuck in you that needs to be let go of now. So I feel that you're going to be, this card is just showing that you're working through to get rid. You're working through to, you know, go to a new phase of your life. And now it definitely is a time. Okay, Virgo? Hello, my Libra. How are you? So, Libra, this new moon in Leo, it's hitting, with the conjunction in Venus, is hitting your 11th house. And it's a nice one for you, especially if you're second degree Libra, if you're like born in October. Between the 1st and the 10th of October, it's gonna be touching you. And it's actually like again, it's really nice. Some of you guys, you know, it's a great time to be setting intentions for like new friendships. If you guys are single, some of you could find like new relationships in a group. Obviously, there could be also like, if some friends come back in your life, they could it may be love, but it could also be just to like sort some stuff out. Because remember, Venus is retrograde. Also, you got energies that are hitting your 8th house, which has got Uranus there, and you also got you got Uranus there, and you also got Jupiter there. So this is to do with like your money, joint finances. I feel some of you may be looking to find ways to like earn more, even paying off any debts or loans. And it could be through friends. Some friends could actually come to your aid and just help you expand your money, some shape or form. Or you could get, because the 11th house is to do with gains. So some of you could actually get money back. But it could be through a group, an association that you're with. Do you know what I mean? So it could be a multitude, but it is actually really nice. And the moon rules your 10th house, so this is to do with your career. So I feel if any of you are looking for like a new job, it could be through someone who knows someone. Again, some of you could also shine through this as well. It feels very lucky for a lot of you Librans. So the card that you have is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is... I actually thought it was Pentacles for some reason. But yeah, the Five of Cups is a lovely, lovely card for you, Libra, because this is showing that there are things that are coming into your life, and it definitely could be through gains, through people, places, friends, old friends, new friends. It could be old lovers. It could be something, it could be something that is going to be it's going to be pretty much expansive for you, that actually helps your finances. And it also could be through your your relationship, if you're in a relationship with someone as well. Even though your finances could be very much up and down, there could be a lot of too much spending and not enough saving going on. But I think regardless of what happens, you could still get gains, and that's what this card is saying. That there's like letting go of the old, that new is coming, and not fearing the worst, because greatness and newness will come during this new moon. Okay. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your new moon in Leo. So all the fixed signs will feel this. So if you are born, if you're 2nd degree Scorpio, especially like 16 degrees of Scorpio, you're going to be feeling this. 2nd degree Scorpio, you're going to feel this. This is hitting your 10th house of your career. The moon rules your 9th. So, your 10th and 9th house are activated when it comes to that, your career, your learning, your belief systems. There can be definitely changes, or you're activating changes within your job, because there's something that's no longer serving you, and there's something that needs to change. There's something that is probably boring you, or you're having like this sort of like eureka moment. Yeah, so even like your career is activated, especially with Venus being there. I feel that regardless of anything that happens at work, whether it's like a love affair or you're falling in and out of your job, obviously that's going to be another story. But I feel that that's going to be the catalyst for change, or the catalyst for something that's going to be coming into your life. You have energies that's connected to your 7th house with Venus, with Uranus and Jupiter there. So you're going to be feeling this big time, like I said before, because this is in your 7th, this is your fixed sign. And, your relationships, it feels like this sort of like push and pull, because these are cardinal houses. It feels like there's this sort of thing that's going on between like your relationship, but also like your career. Like you may feel that your partner's not actually very supportive of your career because you're making changes, and vice versa. So I feel that, if you know that there's something that's worth fighting for, this will be the time to be showing it. This will be the time where I feel that a lot of you Scorpio are going to see that, this is worth fighting for, whether it's your job or your career, and you're going to really stick with it. Okay. So the card you got is a Chariot card, which is actually a card of self-determination. And again, your career is really highlighted here, and definitely your relationships. So I feel that's definitely your relationships, business or professional, relationship with your boss, relationship with people that you're working with, your status as well. I feel that you want changes to happen. They may happen whether you're initiating it or not, but you are determined to. And I feel that you're going to definitely stick to your guns. This is also showing me that a lot of you may have this psychic connection there's something psychic connection that's coming up as well, Scorpio. So, if it happens, let me know. That's what I'm picking up. But there is a psychic connection happening, and it's like that something's happening, but you're not really sure. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's a stubborn energy, but know that changes will come. Okay, Scorpio? Hello, my Sagittarius. How are you? So, Saggies, this new moon, which you're going to love, and Venus there, conjunction, is in your 9th house, which is your house. And I don't know how you guys have been feeling, because this is going to be hitting the second decan of Sagittarius in a good way. It's going to trine you. So I feel some of you may be really enjoying what's going to be happening when it comes to like traveling, meeting new people, learning new languages, new courses, or even falling in love with someone from a different culture or creed. Or it could just be like you've fallen in love with like learning something new. It's a multitude of things. You have connection that is, the moon rules your eighth. So this is bringing like a deeper awareness, a deeper intensity to what's going to be going on within your life and your life skills. And, you've got connections that's within your health, wellness, your daily routines. I feel you're going to be getting this new moon for me, Sagittarius, is showing me that you're going to get very much organized. It's a time to be very organized, no messing around. We're coming up to September, which is like a very detoxing, purging time. So before the moon goes into your 10th house, it's a great time to be getting yourself organized now. Okay, so if you're determined to, because Jupiter and Uranus being in your 6th house, which is of health, which is of like your work life, it's very much up in the air. So I feel that you have very good intentions to, discover new foods, new cultures, new creeds, discovering new types of workouts, reading up on, social studies. But then it's like crunch time will happen when it comes to September. It's like, okay, what you've learned is now time to put into action. Okay, so I feel a lot of you are now going to be probably taking it very seriously, like in terms of like your course, what you're going to study, how you're going to travel, your packing, who's going to mentor you, if you're going to be a teacher yourself, what your belief systems are, but most importantly, how you're going to be getting yourself organized, like spiritually and emotionally. Are you really looking at your health habits and your working out habits, and really being honest, because the card you got is a justice card and is about balance, but it's also about the truth. It's about truth seeking, and justice card is bringing up some questions for you, Sagittarius. Like, are you trying to live a more or less a balanced life? Are you being truthful with yourself? Are you just like, I feel like a lot of this card is showing that a lot of questions are coming up. Like, some of you may be thinking you're being balanced, but you're actually not. Or some of you may be thinking about, there could be a tipping of the scales, basically. So yeah, and also not being afraid to ask for help if you need it. Okay, so it's actually a good time for you, Sagittarius, but it's going to be crunch time as well. Okay. Hello, my Capricorns, how are you? So this new moon is in your 8th house. The moon rules your 7th. So this is going to be bringing up any debts, loans that need to be paid off. It's like Sag, it feels very much like crunch time. I'm envisioning some of you Capricorns really just taking all this very seriously, wanting to just like chill, be alone, and getting down to the nitty gritty of any debts or loans, or going through the books, and even getting, whether it's getting money back or you're owing money. But this can also see a lot of you wanting to be alone and not really communicating, which can actually put a downer on things. You've got connections to do with your 5th house, which is Uranus and Taurus, Uranus and Jupiter there, which can actually help you. The 5th and the 8th house are actually conception, creative houses. So I feel that if you're taking lots of things very seriously, which is a good thing, you're going to be needing to get a little bit more creative with it and not be stuck in this doom and gloom. If any fears come up, because the 8th house can be, it's a Scorpion house, and if any fears do come up, it's time to like really readdress them. Whether you're doing it creatively, writing, drawing, speaking, anything like that. Or it could be you really getting yourself committed. These houses, like especially the eighth house, is about conceiving. So that could be a theme that comes up as well. You could be worrying about that, worrying about your kids, worrying about you not being fun enough, being creative enough. You could be just going over things a lot. It can actually make some of you feel quite sad, if I'm being honest. The card you got is a Temperance card, and the Sagittarius card is actually a lovely card. It's a card of, it's an angel card. It's a card that is about, in a way, a little bit like balance. In fact, sorry, before I carry on, there's a lot of eclipse cards that have come up for a lot of you signs, guys. There must be something in that. But yes, the Temperance card is very much about you being a bit more free, not worrying too much, but not also doing too much. It's like this card is telling me like to give your worries away, and not focus on the dark side of things, not focus on like the mundane things that's going to take up too much of your time and your energy. Really give yourself to God, or let go, find a way, and also try and concentrate on like something quite creative that can help you, because if you are going to like that deep side, you need that sort of outlet. So that's what this card is saying to you. Make sure you continue with your outlet. It may not be easy, but it's doable. Okay. Hello, Aquarius. How are you? So, Aquarius, you're going to feel this because, you're a fixed sign. And this is in your 7th house. And the moon rules your 6th house. And you've got energies, a lot of 7th house action. Especially with the conjunction to Venus there as well. So, again, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of your Aquarians saw ex-partners or people that you were associate yourself with, business and personal. But still, sorry, Aquarius. Yeah, this is about your relationships. This is a time to set intentions when it comes to your relationships. Set intention when it comes to partnerships, business or personal. Signing new contracts, aligning yourself with people that can help you, or even you can help them. If you're single, this is great to be, setting intentions for the type of partner that you want. Not the type of partner that society dictates for you. You also have themes and energies that is in your 4th house. So this is to do with home. And, things may be very up and down at home. Things may, I'm not saying it is, it may be. The energies of this new moon is saying that home life, although you may want peace and quiet, you may want even your relationships tranquil, there could be some upheavals that's going on for you to be sorting out, or for you to be dealing with, or you to find balance in. And, you may be spending a lot more time at home, or even spending time to like fix your home, like decorate. Could be overspending, overestimating. You may even want to like travel, like do like a short distance travel. This new moon is also saying that you may want to, again, I'm picking up some drama, but it's like you're wanting to sort out this drama. So you may be traveling a lot to see family, or they're traveling to see you, so you can just iron out things. Or even there could be secrets that come out for you to be, it's like you're learning more about yourself, learn about your lineage, you learn about your past and your history, understanding yourself. You could also be understanding your family as well. But it's not without its drama though. This new moon could be a catalyst for something that needs to change within the family structure. And it doesn't have to be just your parents, it could be within your own family too. But also within your feelings. The 4th house can bring up some really deep past feelings as well, Aquarius. The card you got is a High Priestess, which is very much a Cancer card, which is like the 4th house. And again, like I said, it's like more or less what I said. There could be some secrets that come up for you and your family to deal with. And there could be a shock, there could be a surprise, but there could be like, this needs to come out. You yourself could be hiding things because you don't want to rock the boat, or it could be your parents, it could be someone it could be your partner, it could be your children. But I feel that this new moon is saying that there will be things that will be sorted out within your relationships. If something's going well in your relationships, it's more likely to go well within the family dynamics as well. Because this new moon can bring up tensions, but it can also bring up push and pull. I mean, this is opposing you. So it's time to like lay things out on the table and just be open and honest and have honest communication, Aquarius. It can feel uncomfortable for you, but it's essential in order for you to have like a peaceful life. Okay? Hello, my Pisces. How are you? So welcome to your new moon in Leo, which is in your 6th house. The moon rules your 5th in Cancer. So the 6th house is about, you know, health, wellness, organizing your daily structure. It's funny, Pisces, because you got a full moon that's coming up this month within you. So, you know, it's like a double whammy type of thing. But yeah, this is in your 6th house. It's time to get organized. Organizing all themes, especially with the moon ruling your 5th. So you could be organizing when you're going to be creative, when you're going to be having fun. Some of you could be dating. Some of you could be spending. You know, some of you could really decide that you want to take certain things more seriously now. But this is a new moon to be healthy. This is a new moon to really take care of yourself. Any paperwork that needs to be done, anything that needs to be fixed in the house, cleaning, you know, washing, all of that. This is definitely about routines, but because Saturn's in your 1st house as well, this new moon, I feel, will set the precedence for you to like really have that clean slate and just, you know, crack on and start, you know, being your best self. You've got themes that's in your 3rd with Jupiter and Uranus there. So yeah, it can be a bit up and down, your mind. Like you could be saying you're going to do this and do that online and nothing materializes. I will say for you, Pisces, that if you are doing anything creative, whether it's blogging, writing, really make sure you're actually doing it. Really make sure you're being focused as well. Really think things through. Because Jupiter, the square to Jupiter can expand. It expands, but it also can make you say you're going to do thing, you're not actually doing it. Or it could just make your moods very up and down. Especially if Uranus there, you can have like these shocking, what's the word? You can have these shocking ideas that come to life. After when it's time to like put it on paper, nothing's done. So, but all in all, I think it's pretty good for you with the 6th and the 3rd house. These are mutable houses. They are giving you some activity. They're making you a bit more active. Because the card you have is the Magician card, which is actually a Gemini card. And it's a card that, you know, it's just saying, I feel for you, Pisces, that, you know, I think as long as you're organized and as long as you feel you're organized, or as long as you have got like the goods and you know what you're talking about, I think it's like now's that time. You know, especially before the moon goes into your 1st house, especially when, you know, September comes. This is going to be, it's like crunch time. But again, Pisces, another thing, if a lot of you haven't really felt as energetic or as, you know, as time that you could like start working on certain passion things, I think this new moon will give you that oomph that you need. Saturn in your sign is not easy, but I feel that this might give you that sort of like, okay, you can do it now. Okay? And that's what the Magician is saying as well. You know, you got all these things at your disposal. You just have to put it to work. So guys, that was a new moon, which for Leo, for all the signs. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And yeah, you know, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know how this new moon goes for you. And, you know, listen out for my next videos, which will be the moon in Pisces and my September. So guys, once again, thank you so much, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.